Hey, Lauren Doyle here, and I'm sure you are asking yourself why you should hire me as the trainer of your horse. And here's my background to help you make your decision. So my background has been, I was literally a backyard rider. I would hop on horses bareback in the field and ride around, and that was my experience until I was about 19, and I went to Montana State University and participated in their equestrian program, got super excited about riding and training, and that's when I became interested in dressage, but also Western horsemanship. And Western horsemanship, of course, in Montana was much more available than dressage. But I took my very first dressage lesson, literally, with Jill Hassler Scoop, and I was way out of my element. I was like, why is she yelling at me? I have no idea. But I was also pretty young and sensitive then. But soon after that, ended up moving to Kentucky to work with a very interesting horseman, great horseman named Ed Rothkranz. And his philosophy, he was a show jumper, a Grand Prix show jumper initially, and then later moved into dressage. And his philosophy was that there was a better, softer, easier way to work with horses. If you worked with horses through their brain and how they thought, then it was much more effective than trying to make them do what you wanted. So everything was about being softer and lighter and getting along with the horses and asking them in a way that they wanted to do it for you, that they would give you the things that you wanted with their full enthusiasm rather than taking it from them. So it was a very different philosophy of dressage, especially at the time, because at the time, more of the roll cur type methods were hot on the presses, shall they say. And so he was way ahead of his time, honestly. So that's how I was taught. And then under his tutelage, I started a lot of young horses. And so was starting a lot of young horses, was also working with a lot of troubled horses, watched him teach for years and years and years. So I drove him to all his clinics. And then I started to be interested in how to work with the troubled horses and really the psychology behind horses and how they think. And so that's when I started learning from Ray Hunt, and then later on his longtime student, Buster McClowery. And they are the ones that really helped me understand how to be even softer, even lighter, and work with those horses that are really troubled or having some trouble, basically because of misunderstandings from the people that were handling them. To take that even further, I became interested in the human brain and how it works, and so started doing intuitive performance coaching with clients. And then that actually translated into how the horse's brain was actually set up and how that works. And I really started to see some congruency between things that happen with people when they're going through meditative states or performance shifts, and horses and how they experience things through their body, and how it connects to their brain. So then I really started getting interested in that, and then I started bringing that into my horsemanship, and that's how I became what I am now. So I use that, those mental neural pathway developments for people and horses in my horsemanship and in working with the riders that I teach. And I use that to help horses more clearly understand where they're not understanding things or physically feel like they're unable to do things, and help the riders with that as well. And I have a very solid dressage background and Western horsemanship background. So all of that stuff is sort of melted together. And I can work with any different kind of horse. I can work with a gaited horse, as well as I can work it with a fancy warm blood, as well as I can work with a backyard quarter horse. So if you are looking for someone who can really get through to your horse and help your horse become softer and lighter and more willing and more enthusiastic, I am your person. Hope we get to work together. See you soon.